All right, we're getting ready to get hot. Here we go. Good call.
Recording in progress.
Boom, there it is, 7 o'clock. Should we let them in? I think there's only 2 people in the waiting room, but I had a bunch of people send me they're coming in. All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome. 7 o'clock Tuesday support call, Fearless Flipping. Thank you guys for being here so much. We're going to wait just a minute or two before we jump right into it. I think we got a few more people going to come onto the call. Hey, good to see you, man. Thanks so much for being here tonight. It's awesome. Yep. I'm going to give it just a minute. It's been a busy day. My day starts at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I take my kids to school around 7:30 and then jump right after it. Right now, I am coaching girls middle school soccer. And so my day stopped today, and Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I got home at 5 p.m. and cooked Chipotle Diablos bowls for Taco Tuesday night for my entire family. And now I'm back at the office, back on the grind, man. And it feels good. We've got a lot of great things going on. I've got a ton of deals going. I am flipping a ton of houses. I have offers out on apartment complexes, all in Augusta, Georgia, kind of in my backyard. And what we do here tonight is this is all recorded too. So even if you miss stuff, you can take notes, but we upload it to school. You'll see it tomorrow. It'll be up there in a recorded episode. So you can grab any of this stuff that you need. Let's see who else coming in. Yeah, a few more people coming in. Perfect. Yeah, so my name is Trey Nixon. For those that we have some new people here tonight, I'm a professional real estate investor. I've been full-time investing in real estate for the past 8 or 9 years. And it's mostly been in the Augusta, Georgia market. Okay, so in the past 8 years, I have flipped about 300 houses, $30 million worth of flips. I now own rentals, apartment complexes, 100 plus rentals, laundromats, Airbnb portfolio. I'm still flipping houses. I think I've bought 6 houses already this year in the month of January. So we're cooking right now. And what I'm doing right now is I'm sharing all this with you guys for free. And I'm reaching out and I'm helping because one day down the road, I want to eventually package something and coach people and help them, not like this. And you guys are helping me to figure out what we all need, what new investors and what people that are just itching to get after it really need, because that's what happened to me. I was in the Army for 15 years. And then I watched too much HGTV, and I just knew that there was another way out. No, I knew that there was another way out. I knew that I was going to make it my entire life. I just didn't know what the vehicle was. Like when I closed my eyes in my 86 Honda Accord, dude, I was in my Lambo, okay? So I didn't know how I was going to get here, and I do not have a Lamborghini, and I won't have one, but I'm just saying, I didn't know how I was going to get here until I was introduced to real estate, and I saw the power of it, and not the power of it in 6 months. I saw the power of it in 6 years, right? We overestimate what we can do in 6 months and underestimate what we can do in 6 or 7 years, right? And this life is a marathon, not a sprint. And this isn't some motivational seminar, but I literally came from absolutely nothing. No father, dirt poor, poor white trash, in and out of jail. I joined the Army because the judge said I needed some structure in my lifestyle. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Like I didn't have anything. I didn't find out. I was in collections for my internet bill in my 30s, okay? I'm 43 years old. So I just figured this out. I come from no financial background at all. And I figured it out. So what I want to do is share with you guys, and this is what we do on a weekly night, on a weekly event, Tuesday nights, we all come together after dinner and we talk about real estate. And what I do is I try to give you some free chicken, right? And we put this free chicken together And if we put it all together over time, it'll make us a meal. I promise. You'll figure it out. And the free chicken is just, hey, here's a free nugget. Here's something where I had to learn the hard way, and I'm gonna just tell you exactly. And you might be like me, where you could tell me all you want. I've still got to go do it the hard way, right? Robert Kiyosaki says, the rich dad, poor dad, you're gonna pay for your education twice, whether you do it in the street or the classroom. So you might as well just get out in the street and just get it over with, right? You're gonna pay for your education twice if you do it in the classroom. So get out in the street and do it. All right. That being said, that's who I am. I help people across the country. So just because there tends to be a lot of people from Augusta, Georgia in here, but there's people from all over the place. That being said, tonight I'm going to talk about something that we put together that's the top 5 things that I do after I acquire an investment property. This is post-closing, okay? So this is for everybody that's looking to buy your first flip or your first rental property, or you bought a rental property and the first couple months is just not going as smooth, right? This is assuming, let's put ourselves in a box that this is a single family rental, okay? That this is a small little house, and you want it to be a rental property because we want to get 10, 20, 30 of these, right? Maybe 2 or 3 a year over the next 10 years and build a life for ourselves, a retirement. We don't want to rely on the stock market, right? These houses are just little storages of wealth all over the place, right? And we'll get more into that. But this is what I recommend you doing after 8 years and hundreds of houses, a list that I put together that helps you when you acquire a property like that, okay? And they're in no particular order, but number 1 is the most important, okay? And that is, get your CD or your HUD or your seller's or your closing disclosure, right? Your CD, that's what it's called. And the bottom line, that's just your paperwork they give you that says you bought it, right? It's a 3-page document. I don't have one in front of me, but I think they look very similar depending on what state you're in and what type of loan. It's just it's called a HUD, okay? I want you to get that, but get it on digits, right? Because when you go to the closing table and everybody shakes hands and it's a big high five, they're going to hand you an envelope with paper copies, right? And if you're high speed and you're scanning the Dropbox right away, this ain't for you. But for me, I've learned to scan them right away and get them to digits, right? Get them on digits, or ask the lawyer right there, like, hey, do you think I can get a copy of this emailed to me before I leave, right? Because you're going to need that. You're going to need it for a lot of things that you're going to do over the next week or two. So instead of going in the water department and pulling out the paper copy like I did for the first couple of years, maybe you can email it to them if you have it on digits, right? They want to see that you just bought the property, right? When to start the date, right, on our utilities. Okay, so that leads into number 2, all right? We're talking about our top 5 things we do when we acquire an investment property, a flip, a rental property. We're going to add value to it. We're going to fix it up, make it nicer. Number 1 was, we want to get that CD, that closing disclosure, that HUD form, the documents that say that we own this joker now. We want to get them in our possession, and I want to get them in digits in my email so I can use them and email them to people. All right, number 2 is, we want to get the utilities in our name. Now, a lot of people might jump the gun and get this, set up beforehand, but I've bought so many houses that I know that it doesn't always go as planned, right? And I don't want to get the power turned off and in my name, and then a week later I'm still thinking about, they're still trying to get their self together, and then it falls out. Now I got to go and get power out of my name, or I forget and I pay for somebody's power for 6 months, right? Just wait on the utilities on an investment property until you buy it, okay? Side note, not number 3, it's included in number 2, is insurance. I go ahead and get insurance because a lot of times you can't get it day of or things like that. So a couple days out, I'll email my insurance agent and tell them that I'm buying it. So I'm okay with insurance before you buy it. But from my experience, just wait. The utilities, you can get them on right away, right after you buy it. Okay. Number 3 is a lockbox. All right. We overlook this, right? Go to Lowe's, spend $34, $25, $20. You can order them in bulk online, but I want to get a lockbox on it right away, right? If you're the kind of person that's got to change the locks on it, do that. But get me a key and put it on the put it in the lockbox and put it on the house. The reason I do that is because now I can start sending my people, my subcontractors. Maybe I want to sell it and send some people through there. Maybe my flooring guy has to come measure, right? I want to get a lockbox on that joker right away, okay? Number 4, scopes of work. I'm assuming that we bought this and we're going to add some value because we're investors, right? So I like to make scopes of work, and just a couple of them, right? The most important one is my demo scope of work. Okay. And for me, now I hire people to do that. But just as important, if you're doing the demo, when I used to do it, it's an outline for you. Make a list, right, of what you're going to do in the house. Get yourself mentally organized. For years, I just took a Sharpie and chose a wall on the flip house and just started making lists for everybody to do. Electrical, I want 4 cans in the living room, new washer box. I started making the scopes all over the house, just write them out. That's okay. What I learned is that Sharpie is hard to get off that sheetrock. Even if you paint it, you gotta. So we've painted the house and we're done. We're like, wait a minute, can you see that checklist and Sharpie through there? So use a pencil, carpentry pencil. That's your free chicken for the night. Don't use a Sharpie on the walls if you're not gonna kill them and like that, because it'll bleed through. Use a big carpentry pencil. Scopes of work. Let me see. Yep. Scopes of work, the most important one being demo, okay? This includes, hey, outlets, switch plate covers, remove all carpets, hey, remove the cabinets, set the appliances on the street, not in your dumpster. Why? Because they're just super bulk items that take up room in the dumpster, and they also cost money to dump. But if you set them out on the street, I don't care how nice your neighborhood is, 24 hours, they're gone. If not, you can find a junk guy that'll come take them for free. That way you don't load up your dumpster, especially if you get a smaller dumpster, okay? Scopes of work can include rough ends, okay? That's usually all I do. So a demo scope, hey, remove all outlets and switch plate covers, toss all flooring. Hey, put temporary lighting in this room. Hey, take all baseboard, trim, everything, demo. The demo scopes can be very, very detailed, right? I like on my demo scopes to go through and say, hey, to my demo crew, I want temp lighting in the entire house. And this means I want all the ceiling fans, the flush mounts, everything like that out of the house. But my guys know how to take the fixtures apart and just take the bulb and the socket and the 2 hot wires and just wire them back in there. So when you walk in, there's just a light bulb hanging, an old piece of a fixture hanging. That allows me, when I'm scraping popcorn, to get right up close to it. It allows me to do all my sheetrock work if I have to put a ceiling fan box in, etc. But my guys know how to, the whole house is just lights hanging everywhere, and that allows us to work on them, and plus trim out is much easier. It's more free chicken, okay? Scopes of work, electrical. Hey, add can lights. Hey, add fart fan in this bathroom. Plumbing. Hey, add new washer box. Those kind of scopes, right? Outside of that, your flooring guy, you don't need scopes. Your paint guy, he knows how to paint a house. You don't have to, you're going to meet him there anyway. But on the delicate stuff that wastes time and money, the demo, the electrical, the plumbing, the expensive stuff behind the walls that costs so much money and we don't even get to show off when we renovate a property, make sure that stuff's done right. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, you guys turn your cameras on if you can tonight. Say what's up. I love it. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, number 5. Okay, so let's backtrack now. First thing I want you to do when you acquire an investment property, whether it's a rental property, a flip house, things you're going to fix and flip, is get your or your closing disclosure, your HUD, on digits. Number 2, put a lockbox on it. Number 3, put the utilities in your name, not before you buy it. Go ahead and do it the day of or after you buy it. Number 4, scopes of work, right? Your demo scope of work, your electrical, all your rough ends. And then number 5, this happens to me a lot of times, that I put something under contract and it kicks the can down the road and we finally get it closed. Or I buy it and put it in the queue and finally get to it to renovate it. And I need to go back and reassess my budget, reassess my exit strategy, and look at the after repair value. The last couple houses that I flipped, when we got to the end, we could sell them for $10,000 or $20,000 more, because there was other comps to support it by that time, or just it turned out so daggone good that we rolled the dice and threw it out there, and the daggone appraiser brought it in. Although we just got knocked down. I just sold one we bought for $87,000. We put $75,000 into it, and I sold it for $219,900, and the appraiser beat me down to $215,000. It had no business in the 200s, but $215,000 is just kind of like a slap in the face. Like, if you can find $215,000, but you can't find $219,000, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do your job, but I'll take it, because now I have a neighborhood that I can buy $80,000 houses in and sell them for 200 plus. So what do I do there? Now I just market the crap out of that neighborhood, right? Just nonstop signs, door knocking. Oh, I want 3, 4 in there right away. And if you're like me, you could flip 2 or 3, sell them, make a bunch of money. The fourth one, I'm going to keep that. And when you take it to the bank and they go, how is this worth 215,000? You bought it for 85. You're like, well, here's my other 3 comps in the neighborhood. And they give you that value, and you start burring. You start doing complete cash out refinances, right? To where it cost 80. I'm into it in another 75. So let's call it, I'm into it for 150. It's worth 200. They'll give me a mortgage for 150. Remember my purchase price and my reno, 150. I get it all back. The renter pays the mortgage and I go do it again. Right? And if you're just getting started, I know that sounds like a lot, but you can try to do it once a year. The first one I ever did, I used a HELOC on my house, a USAA signature loan because I was in the military. I maxed out credit cards. I borrowed money from my mama, everything I could do to get into it once I smelled it and I figured it out. All right, so that's just what I want to talk about tonight. Hey, there's some things that you can do when you acquire a property. A lot of people on here have a lot of property and have acquired a bunch of property, but that's just some things that work for me, and that you guys probably do some of the same things. And if you can take away something that works for you, take it. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I want to go around the horn. If anybody wants to ask any questions or talk about any deals, throw it out here now before I call on you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Clarence, fire away, my man.
Yeah, so how do we get, I guess, the contacts, man, when it comes to like some of these LLCs, to, I guess, in order to acquire the property, right? Like, so some of them, so I'm reverse searching some of these, and some of them have no address, no number, or they have the same address, right? The owners, say that they're at that address, but the house is burned down. So how do we go about finding those, the information on those people? I'm doing the true people search, so I'm doing the reverse searches on this. So how do we go about reaching out to them? That's one question.
No, that's a great question. And the answer is you're doing it all the right things, right? And so there's prop stream, there's skip tracing, there's all those things. And I'm sure you're doing all those things. I don't know. I'll open it to the crowd because I don't do a whole lot of marketing anymore. I mean, we're mailing some letters and some bandit signs and things like that, but we've got this little weird situation. Are you in Augusta? You're in Augusta, right? What's the LLC name?
All right, so I'm running across the Apollo Home Builders. I'm running across the Vinebrook, which is an institutional investor, and also like a couple out of Florida, man. But they're popping up online, so I'm able to grab them up. But it's really this Vinebrook VB1.
Yeah,
they're running on a lot of names. Yeah, Vinebrook.
I got it. VB1, VB2. It's out of Ohio, right?
Yep, Dayton, Ohio. Yep.
Yeah, it's a hedge fund that was here in the first Trump era, right? They were out last couple of years, but I literally sold them 120 houses, right? And at one point, this is the craziest thing, is my entire personal, like my LLC, Richmond County portfolio, like my Airbnbs and my rental houses, all of a sudden changed to Vinebrook's name on the GIS. Like, and we had to go through a bunch of stuff, and it turns out because I had sold them like a 12 or 13 pack of my houses, something had happened at the county. They got it all straight, but they're off. You're not going to find them anymore. The leadership, it's all gone. I mean, Jeremy, right? They're gone, right? I mean, they still own it, but they're underwater. They've got more houses vacant, boarded up around here than they do rented out. Yeah, for sure. They lost everything. I mean, there's Conrex, Rex Property, all those kind of guys. Those are all hedge funds. But I don't know. Is anybody else, Jeremy, does anybody else have any ideas of how to track people down?
No, LLCs are a little bit harder, but yeah, I mean, you go to the Department of, what is it? The Department of Georgia Secretary of State website.
Yeah.
And look up the LLCs and see if you can't get their name and address through that.
You can try to find their registered agent, right? And so if they're an organization, they probably got an attorney or another organization at the registered agent.
Unless they created that online and did it themselves. such as them.
Right, like the Florida guys. But like if you look at any of my LLCs, Nixon Holdings LLC, all my stuff that owns everything, the contact information is Wright McLeod, and Evans George is my attorney, right? And so they hit you too, like Lisa Churchill, like so if you need somebody local, go see Lisa Churchill at Wright McLeod's office. Go see Wright McLeod. He'll find him for you. Yeah. Just tell him send you the bill on these couple, he'll figure it out. But it's also called the Who Is data. Have you ever heard of that? Who Is data? All right. So if you can find a website for them, all right, it's actually an acronym, but it's WHOIS, and it stands for something, but it's actually spelled Who Is, and you can reverse engineer their website to find out like my laundromat. Somebody called my cell phone, my personal cell phone, was like, the machine took my quarters. I'm like, how did you get my, how did you find me through these veils of protection? And that was one of the things. They looked on my little beat little ass website, man. And it's just like just a free one, that I set up just so people can find the hours and my contact info for the business. And they back engineered the Who Is data to figure out that I built it on Weebly and have my email and contact information. So that's one way. If they've got, a basic website too, works. Who Is data? Check that out. But what I would recommend if you're local in the Augusta area is to reach out to Lisa Churchill at Wright McLeod's office and ask that question.
Okay, yeah, I've closed with them and also Dr. Fred and Wilson too. So
yep,
I got contacts over there too. They're pretty good. All right.
Clarence, to piggyback on that. Sorry, you can. What Jeremy said is like I sent the link to the Georgia one, but every Secretary of State has a LLC lookup, and so like what a wholesaler told us is, you go look up the LLC, find the registered agent, and then go on like White Pages, which is like the online phone book now. You have to pay for it, but look them up and start like harassing them.
Okay.
We ain't harassing nobody.
Give you a phone number.
We're just inquiring, repeatedly.
Right.
We don't harass. We inquire repeatedly.
Yeah. Usually, like the registered agent has an office somewhere.
Yeah.
Like they have to get served.
People call people call my lawyer's office and say, and show up with papers to serve me to sue me there. And just drops them off my front porch.
I always use a buddy as my registered agent, so
yep,
or something like that. State of Georgia, you can do that.
That's right.
I mean, you can also like ask the neighbors. Maybe the neighbors know the actual owners.
Yep,
that's a good point.
Andrew made $10,000 last month just asking neighbors if they know the guy's number for the house with the tree on it. He got the phone number. The guy's in California. We made a deal. I wholesaled it, so he JV'd it with me, and I paid him $10,000. We made $20,000. We split it $10,000 each, and just asked the neighbor.
Yeah.
That's what he did last month, right? Was it day before Christmas? A couple days before Christmas, right?
Yeah, it closed the week before Christmas on that Friday.
Yeah. So there's so much. It's such an easy way to make money out there right now, and that's why I'm screaming at people. If you're just getting started, all you got to do is go find a deal. And then find someone like me, someone like Jeremy, and they're in every market, no matter where you are, right? If you're in Texas like Chris is, where are you at? You're not in Houston. You're outside of San Antonio?
Yeah, I'm in New Braunfels, but it's like 20 miles outside of San Antonio, about 40 from Austin.
Oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, what I want you to do right now, tonight, is just start Googling and looking on Facebook for whatever's closest town to you. If it's Austin, if it's New Braunfels, if it's all that stuff, the REIA, right? REIA, Real Estate Investors Association, right? And figure out when their meetup for is. Ours here in Jordan, and where I live, is the second Thursday of every month. Hey, I'm the speaker. It's supposed to be in March, might be in April. But that's what I would do. I would find those people. I would find the Treys and the Jeremys and whoever's the biggest house flipper. And I would Google wherever you live and then put largest real estate wholesalers. If you do that in Augusta, where I live, you get SOS, you get Premier, you get Paul Myers, you get Austin Jenkins on here with SOS Home Buyers. They spend $50,000 a month getting to the top of Google and to be on billboards and to mail tens of thousands of pieces of mail and to skip trace everybody. You can't compete with them unless that's your goal. What I'm teaching you how to be is a sniper, not a platoon kind of thing. And so I would,
long leaf.
yes, I would, yeah, long leaf. That's Rita and Paul Grimes, great friends of mine. The person that trained them how to do it is my mentor and coach, Tom Kroll. But just find those people and say, hey, look, just be honest. Hey, I'm Chris. I'm new in real estate. I'm hungry. I want to learn wholesaling. I'm going to go out and start driving for dollars. I'm going to go out and mail letters. I'm going to put signs out and I'm going to answer the phone, right? Because that's all you got to do. Can I call on you when I get a deal, when I get a walkthrough? Are you willing to come walk the house with me and help me do the deal and we can JV it or split it? That's exactly what you need to say. That is the script. If somebody called me on my cell phone or got me or an email or got to Andrew or got to me somehow and said, hey, I'm an investor. If Twan sends me, if I bump into Twan at my laundromat, because that's where I met Twan, at my laundromat, and I said, go find me a deal. And he said, I found a deal. I'm going to break my back. I'm going to leave my house on Saturday like I did and go walk a house with Sonny, who's not in here, and Austin, didn't we? I left my house,
We
right?
did.
So I'm telling you, and I'm a nobody. There's people out there that are ready to go, that are looking to do this everywhere. It doesn't have to be me. And if you're in Texas, you need to find those people around you and just connect with them. Chris, you know this. And just say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that. This is what I'm going to do. And I want to know, if I reach out to you, can you help me walk houses if we are willing to joint venture and get them together? Austin, that's what he does all day long. He's a disposition manager for the largest wholesale operation in our town, and he goes around and disposes of houses. He gets rid of them. He's the dispo manager. He's the garbage guy. He sells them. So we call Austin and say, we got a house. Come look at it. He's got 3,000 buyers in his pocket on his email. Right? And so we give him a house. He runs it by 3,000 buyers nationwide, and they start fighting over the price, whatever their business is. So the quickest way to make money right now in real estate, if you're new to this, is find a deal, right? And if you don't have any money, start driving for dollars, start going to RIA meetings, start looking on Facebook Marketplace at yard sales and estate sales and walking them and saying, are you interested in a cash offer on the house? Looks like y'all are moving. I mean, by any means possible. If you got $100, go to Lowe's and buy signs. Look. I see that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Guys, so you don't have to be this fancy, is what I'm saying. These are $5 a piece with the H stakes. You know what I'm saying? But you can get them for 50 cents a pop, and just write "We Buy Houses" in your phone number and put them out. It doesn't take $10,000 and a bunch of money. Who we got on here? To get started, for you guys that are just trying to drum up deals and find them right now, because it's the quickest way to make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. There's so many people right now that are at the end of their rope, not just in our market where a big storm just killed a bunch of houses, but whether you're in Texas or New York like you guys, there's people out there that can't pay their bills. There's people who are out there in pre-foreclosure right now, right? And you're the problem solver. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to find a deal. I want you to get an appointment, right? And you find a deal by driving for dollars. And if you don't know what that is, go in my classroom and watch the video on driving for dollars. I can't teach it to you any better. You can YouTube it, you can find it. You drive for dollars, find some deals, put out some signs, find some deals, answer the phone, get appointments, network with people, and watch what starts to happen, right? When we got started, no one told us this. Me and Jeremy, years ago, we just naturally did it because of social media and Zoom and stuff like this. This is so cool. But even a couple years ago, when me and Jeremy did our first deal together, we weren't doing this. We weren't really connecting. We had to get in and talk to people and network and constantly grind to communicate and build this network to where we can just sit back and barely market now because people call us and say, hey, you still buying houses? Yeah, I'm on the way. But you can start right there, right? Find a deal and JV or partner with somebody and split profits with them. Get a cut a deal of the profits. All right, Clarence, I took a while. Chris, is that good, man? Did you jump in that classroom at all?
No, I just got off of work because I'm an hour behind. But
Okay.
I'll check it out a little later.
Yeah, and if you got anything, just reach out to me. Side note, if you go on my Instagram and you go to look at my profile, like one of the pinned pictures is me sitting on a Gulfstream 500. But if you zoom in real close, Chris, you can see the mouse pad. Tell me what the mouse pad says, Chris. We used to fly on the same jet together, didn't we? They don't even know. When I close my eyes 10 years ago on that jet, it's 12, 13 years ago. I was supposed to be there, man. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I was supposed to be there. And I haven't been back since. That's good stuff. All right, who else? Go around the horn. Man, all right, we got Augusta royalty. We got David Harkins in the building on the Zoom call. I'm so glad you're here. Look, I'm going to give you background. David's in the community. David was one of my clients. Absolutely took off, is flipping a ton of houses, running up a bunch of debt like he's supposed to be doing, because that's how you get rich, running up debt. I love it. Can you just tell us what all you got going on right now? What do some of your deals look like? And what's your state of the market out here? Oh, I got you on mute.
There we go. Am I talking now?
Yep, I got you.
All right. I mean, when you talk about racking up a bunch of debt, I mean, it's about right. This most recent flip I'm running right now solely on credit, because I've got when the storm hit, I had 3 houses that were supposed to hit the market, and when the storm hit, those just now are hitting the market now. And but it was a huge bonus because I was able to sit there and make, I was looking to make about 40 grand on a house. Tree fell through it, got $150,000 insurance check, redid the flip, and just made another 40 grand on the insurance. And now now it's on the market right now, and it'll probably go into contract in the next couple of weeks. And then had another big house that I snagged off the MLS. That's under contract right now. That's probably about a $60,000 profit on that one, with only 55 grand in it. So I'm actually making over 100% profit on how much money I have in it. Then a couple wholesalers that I know in town, Gene, just snagged another one from him. My hard money guy's out of money.
What about the one I sold you? I sold you one a couple weeks ago, didn't I?
That's the one I'm rolling on credit right now.
I like it.
Dude, so I figured out this perfect thing, dude. So since I own a construction company, and I mean, I've got about $100,000 of credit of zero balance credit cards. And,
there you go.
My account's been running low, so I sat there and I invoiced myself for my own business for like $25,000, so I could stick 25 grand in cash in my account, so I could turn around, pull that cash out, and pay all my contractors that like to get paid cash. Real cheap in cash.
Yep. No,
and then,
this is by any means necessary, David. You are doing exactly what I did. I'm putting heavy equipment and houses in my mother-in-law's name. I basically just take her down to the dealership, make her sign the documents, and take her back home. At this point.
Oh yeah, I was just talking to my wife. We were sitting there looking at her. I was looking at her credit report, and she was like, "How do I have $15,000 of debt?" I was like, "Because I've got your shit."
I love it.
It's a family business here. We go. Everybody.
That's right. My 9-year-old son's about to put this Kubota in his name. You know what I mean?
There you go.
All right. Hey, thank you for being here. And you know what?
I owe a lot to Trey. Trey helped me out a lot, and we weren't together long, but in the time that he coached me, I did learn a lot of valuable stuff. And I mean, you're still there when I call you. I called you. I hadn't spoke to you. I don't know, maybe a couple months, and I called you the other day, and I mean, you called me right back. Like
we did a deal.
An hour later,
we did a deal. We did a deal, and it's great.
Oh yeah, we did that deal. Then the deal that I got some insight from you with Gene, that one over there over in Covington.
Yeah.
I locked that next week.
That's awesome. Excellent. That's great, man. Well, look, thanks for being here. Thanks for throwing your input, and I'm always here for you. You know how to get me if you need me anytime, okay?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thanks, brother. All right, who else? Twan. Where the deals at, Twan? Man. Hey, you tried to Zoom me at 4:00 in the morning the other day. I'm 43 years old. I got 4 kids. Bro, I couldn't answer, man. But I hit you right back at 9 or 10, and I said, I'm ready to go. Let's go walk the house.
No, they can't. We're on mute.
Well, cause I work at night. I'm at I'm at work right now. Just, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I ain't doing nothing right now because we just finished or whatever. That's why you seen all the lights flashing there out in the background. But I actually had a deal, right? So I had found it on Redskin. and it was like 69,000. So I had got in contact with the agent and everything, but when I got on the phone with her, and I started talking to her, it's like I froze up. I didn't know what to say. I mean, I've been practicing because the last time that you had told me to look everything up, I actually been studying on YouTube every step that I could like literally going figuring out every detail that I need to know so that I know what to do when it's time to make those deals. But it's like I guess when I got into it, I actually was there. It was me. It was when everything was on me. I froze up because it was like you know what I'm saying. I'm not used to talking to people like that, or I would say I'm not.
Let me jump in. Let me tell you what you need to do. Here's what you did wrong. The first thing you did wrong: don't talk to realtors unless they're looking for deals for you, which you're not there yet. So you don't need a realtor because they're trying to figure out how they can get paid the most. They're not going to sell the house for like you don't need to deal with realtors. You need to be direct to seller because you speak their language. You can speak to somebody. Figure out who you can speak to, right? Wherever you got to go and speak to them. And if you go in my school and in my classroom, Twan, I got a video, an 8-minute and 36-minute video on negotiating with sellers, right? And there's 3 words that sums up the whole video. Solve their problem. I tell you exactly how to do it. I tell you which questions to ask, right? And you can't ask the realtor those questions. I mean, you can if you get good, but I want you direct to seller. I want you to find somebody that you can talk to and you feel comfortable talking to. But if you got 8 minutes tonight, go in that classroom of my school and watch that negotiating with sellers course.
I actually was trying to look at some more stuff on there, but some of your things on there is locked.
Yeah, you gotta pay me first, man. I'm gonna send you a cash app when I get done. All right.
All right.
I'm just messing with you. I'm gonna unlock you, Twan. I'm gonna take care of you, man. I'm just messing with you. Hey, thank you for being here. You can call me anytime. All right, I'll answer if I can.
Also, I want, if it's possible, I want to be able to get everybody contact so that I could build a network with more people, just in case, you know what I'm saying, when y'all not available.
Yeah, everybody that's in here is on school. So
Right.
I would, if I was you, I'd take screenshots of everybody's name. So when you sit down later, you can go back and send us all messages on there. That's what I would do. But hey, listen, also, this whole entire recording is going to be recorded and uploaded to school. So tomorrow, anytime when you get up, you can go on there and rewatch this thing and see everybody and hear this whole thing again.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. Keep grinding, and keep coming to this. That's all you got to do. All right, let's go around the horn. Morgan, you got anything tonight, man?
All right, making sure I'm not on mute. No, I have nothing to do this week. Still grinding.
Love it. Love it. Austin, tell me something new, man. We going to do a deal? No deal? Deal this week? We're going to do a deal this week?
Man, I'm trying to find somebody for that house over there on Richmond.
You're going to make me keep it. I'm going to keep it. I got to buy it Friday.
I mean, the guy was like, would you sell or finance it? And I was like, I don't think that's going to make sense because even then, if you hard money it, there's no spread there.
Hey, tell us this, Austin. Talk to us about JVing. How normal people like us that don't work for a wholesale company. We have 9-to-5 jobs. I was in the military, but I've learned about wholesaling, right? And I want to invest, $400, $800 into some letters, right? Because I'm sick of writing them by hand and I ain't got time to drive around. What are you seeing? Are people finding deals and bringing them to you? And what does that look like?
So a typical JV deal, it might require a different skill set, but so we have bird dog finder's fees where that just be like, you see an address. If you bring us a contract that's signed and you want to put it for us to blast it out to our 5,000 buyers everywhere from, look, we can send it out to anybody, to see if they can get some eyes on it. And then so I guess a typical split, if it's already signed, it could be 50-50. But ideally, if you own the deal itself, we might try to knock it down and then try to get as many people there as possible and go back and forth.
So 50%, 50?
It's typically going to be 50-50. If you start doing a big transaction, you could probably demand a little more.
So that's what he's saying, guys. If you go out and find a house and they have, and they get it, you get it for 90,000 and give it to him, and he comes back and says, "Hey, we got X amount, you get 50%. We made 25,000. Somebody offered us 115 on this $90,000 house. You're going to split that with them and get $12,000. And all you did was put out some signs and answer the phone and call Austin or call whoever Austin is in your town and figure it out. That's all you got to do. Super easy, man. And it's what happens is once you do that a couple times, you'll start to make some money, build up your capital, and you'll get whether your next move is flipping a house or buying a rental, or you're like, I don't want nothing to do with this. At least I know, now I don't have to regret it, but I'm going to go back to my job because that's okay too. But I would set a good pace. And like, if your goal is to, just flip a couple houses, just try to wholesale a couple, 1 or 2 this year. I got to go back to Andrew. The guy works for me. He's my media guy. And he goes home and he does this marketing and does all this stuff in his side time too. I don't let him do it when he works for me. He's got to be helping me. So, and he's going to make $20,000 like within 30, 40 days, like 30 days, within 30 days, he's making $20,000. And I only pay him like 20 something dollars an hour. And my wife is like, you can't keep giving him $10,000 bonuses. I said, why not? Right? He keeps bringing me $20,000 spreads without me spending $1 on marketing. The value to that is just huge for guys like me. So go out and find us a deal, whoever it is, and bring it to us and start making some money. And you also get to learn along that. All right. That's all I got. We're 7:40 tonight. We can hang out and listen to me talk for another 20 minutes, or you guys can go hang out with your families. Chris, you just got off work. Thanks for being here, man. Bro, filled my cup up talking to you yesterday. I hadn't talked to anybody from our time in a long time. So I really, really appreciated that, man. It was nice. And I got like 7, 8 more jet pictures, different outfits. I got one where I step off the 550 and I'm waving at everybody like as if they're waiting for me. And nobody's there. It's just Dwayne's has got me on a camera. And it's me stepping off the Gulfstream waving like everybody's waiting on me. Stupid. All right. Round the horn. Anything else? Any alibis? All right. That's all I got tonight, guys. If you need me, come up on the net, post in the community. For everybody just getting started, go in that classroom, get grinding. And if you find a deal and for some reason you get a walkthrough or something like that, even if we're not in the same town, man, hit me up. I will jump through my hoops to try to figure out if I know somebody or through my network of people, large wholesalers or something like that in your town, because I want to help you guys be successful. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.
I got one more.
Yeah.
What about fire? Do you want the firehouses? Yes or no? I got a bunch of fires too.
A bunch of
I got
burn
trees and I got fire.
I want
fire damage.
I want nothing in 30901.
Okay.
So how many you got left on the list?
Man, I'm running all the way down to Macon. Let me see, but I got 30904. I got a burn in 30904.
Like how much, Clarence? What are we talking about?
30906.
How much?
I got to reach out actually. I haven't even talked to him yet, but just running around, just driving around and just finding things, and I got a couple on 30815 too, because I'm at 30815, so that's when I started running first.
Here's how it works, right? I'm a generous expert. That's what my tagline says everywhere if you reach out there. So you could call me, you could call Jeremy, you could call David down there, you could call Austin, but don't call him. Call us first, right? I mean, if worse comes to worse, you call Austin. But call one of us that are actually cash buyers, because what that does, it gives you power. If you partner with one of us, we swag up in there like we're you know what I tell them? This is more free chicken. People are like, I don't want to sign your contract. I said, you ain't got to sign nothing. You show up to my lawyer's office, you sign the deed in the back of my check when you cash it. I say, I'm going to be the guy across the table writing the check. That's who I am. Versus Austin says, here's our process. We're going to take some pictures and we're going to come back and bring a few hundred of our closest friends and we're going to sniff through your underwear drawer. And then we're going to come back and tell you we can't pay you what we told you we wanted for it. We're going to get it for a killer price. Bro, I love the model, but I want them too, So it's my meeting. I would take one of our cash buyers, but Clarence, call any one of us, man. If you find a deal and you want to set up an appointment, Like I'll be 10 minutes on the site, meet the person, pull out my handy dandy calculator, tell them exactly what I can pay cash next Friday, no questions asked, no due diligence, no nothing. And you're my partner. And if we make a deal, you get paid.
Well, that sounds good. I'll reach out to y'all. Not a problem.
Does that sound good, David?
Do it.
Jeremy, does that sound good? Y'all will do that, right? If he called you and said, I got a deal, can you help me? And we could all make money and you can make money on it. You kick him a bird dog fee or split the wholesale fee or something. All of us would, I think.
All right. Hey, Trey, I still want to talk to you about new builds.
Okay, we got time. Let's go. We're gonna talk till 8:00 then. Talk to me about new builds. What are you thinking?
I just want to get into it overall. Obviously I can do anything from like, I may or may not have a good framer, but from framing in, I've done everything else, right, on renovations. It's just, the plans, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I don't know, so.
Yeah, I'll help you, man. It's super easy. I'm doing 3 right now. I'm in the works. And I've, done a bunch and I like them, right? But the ones I do are like, I like to do custom little Airbnbs, like real high-end small ones, and keep them. But I want to build this year. I want to build some houses, and I want to build some townhouses is what I really like to build. But anything you need, bro, it's literally from the architect, the plans, everything's in Evans, the lady I use. So you can just submit them to Richmond or Columbia County, and they'll take them. It's $1 a square foot, right? So if you find a plan or something you like, a picture of a house, or even just draw something out on your iPad, you can email it to Savannah at Paragon Homes, and she'll draw up your blueprints, 5 prints for $1 a square foot. So a 1,500 square foot house, you get 5 copies of blueprints for $1,500, ready to submit. You need 2 copies to submit with your permit application. Chris, I don't know how to say his last name, Oyanuiga. We all know him, right? Yeah. Have you seen his little stuff he's building down in 30901?
Yeah, and I've been talking to him about that. I just want to get some different perspective as well.
Yeah. He's building for 115 a square foot. The last one I built was like 270 a square foot. But I dipped it in gold twice, and refinanced it before I finished, so if you remove those costs, maybe it wasn't that expensive. But we're doing them kind of high-end luxury, the ones I'm building. But I really, really like it. I like it a lot. It's simple and clean. And, no matter what you do, some of these 50 and 60-year-old brick ranches, I don't care. We do oil-based kills, the whole thing, bleach the floor. You get it brand new. I walk in there after it's been sitting, ready for a couple days. It just get that smell. That new construction smells like that puppy breath, bro. Got that puppy breath house. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Hey, Andrew, that puppy breath house. That's what I want to smell like. Walk in, that thing smells good. And no matter what you do. Stupid. Let's go hang out.
Are you doing slabs? Are you doing like foundations or?
I'm doing slabs. I've got the framers. I've got the slab. What I do for the slabs is I actually have a builder that custom builds houses, and I partner with him and say, I need you to put the permit in and then get me frame ready. Get me a slab past inspection to where I can put the framers there. And the framers, his name's Arturo, and he changed my life. About 7 years ago, he built my house, and he's been my, he builds 10,000, 12,000 custom square foot, multi-million-dollar homes. But if I call him, he drops what he's doing and comes and reframes a cased opening for me. So I got the best in the world, and I take really good care of him. I take in all his cash and invest it for him, Some people call it laundering. I just call it investing, Helped him get his citizenship the last couple of years and help all his guys get places to live and stuff like that. But he's the best of the best. So I for new construction, I got the best of the best, man.
Arturo.
Yeah. Arturo, yeah, he did the house. Yeah. I think he did some in there, yeah. But that's who I would use, man. Tell him Trey sent you big time.
So for the permits, you just have your partner, the GC guy, whatever. He does all the permits for that.
Yeah.
And
So
just
he,
guys go under that.
yeah, like I give him $1,500 plus the cost of the permits. Now we have a good relationship, and he knows that I understand the flow. So I still call in county inspections, right? This permit number so-and-so, and I leave. This is Trey Nixon. I'm the project manager. The builder's name is Chad Vickers. and then they come out and inspect the property, and I'm the project manager. If you're a big builder and you're doing 30 homes, you think DR Horton is out there checking the lots? He got somebody else. I'm that guy, So or my guys are that guys, and they're meeting and doing the inspections and fixing them. And so when we get final inspection, there's no meeting with the GC. So as long as you do what you say you're going to do and get that final, you'll build good rapport with whoever GC you need, and then, okay, let's do another one. Then all of a sudden he's like, I'll take $1,500 to do your job. They look at it differently as us as investors, that I want to be hands off. I don't want to be licensed anything, so I could still go, I didn't know. Septic tank can't just drain in the yard. So I didn't. New construction's pretty cool though. And I think that there's a whole nother build to rent mindset that people are on right now because of how expensive real estate is, that you could basically build 8-foot ceiling, 2-bedroom, 2-bath little row houses for cheaper than you can build a nice house like you and I live in, like you can build 4-bedroom houses. Or buy them, renovate them, and put them back in service. It's just crazy. So I'll give you some insight. Like, I'm looking to buy a 28-unit apartment complex out on Tobacco Road. They want $2.5 million. I want to put another $1.5 million, $2 million into it. $4.5 million into this little, in the cut too, bro. In the cut. I'm like, no matter what. Like, I don't even like to go to the corner store, like where this thing is. Out of gate 5, Chris, straight out of gate 5, Tobacco Road down there. But that's where the money's at. Remember, lower the asset class, higher the return on investment. If you can deal with it, you can make the money, right? But across the street, DR Horton is building, as far as the eye can see, 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhomes with a garage, and they're selling them for $220,000, and they're financing them for 4.9%. So we went to them and said, well, what if we wanted to buy 40 of them? And they're like, that's $8 million. And how much do we have to put down? They were like, 10%. And like, so why would I go, all of a sudden now I could get 40 new construction townhomes. As an investor, there's nowhere for me to add value, right? So I'm paying retail and it kind of sucks, but if it's all working out, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me think, why wouldn't I go new construction if it's going to be my long-term holds? These are apartment complexes. I don't count on the money every month. It's nice, but ultimately they're my 401ks, right? They're my long-term TSPs, if you will. They're my Roth is these apartments and stuff like that. My rentals. I don't live off rent income. They just pay interest only loans every month. And I live off flips and wholesales. So let's connect on the new construction, because I'm about to break ground on one around the corner from you and 2 more across from the Augusta National this year. And so you can walk them, come hang out, take a look, watch the process. Cool. All right. Anything else? Man, thank y'all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next Tuesday. All right.
All right.
And I just cut everybody off.